Episode 19. It took a while to figure this one out.
That was a while there. Welcome back. It's been 2 weeks. As always.
Yep, as always. The 2 week mark. What's happened the last 2 weeks? I feel like it's been again forever since, aeroplane mode, you're getting chucked out. Thank you. We're getting serious now. This is the first one I've done in the car with no hair in my head.
No
Let me
hair.
tell you, the wind hits different when you've got no hair.
Not got that. You had the hat on last time, did you not?
Yeah. Well, I've done the
And
podcast,
then you went
but I went
shorter.
shorter, yeah. Do you know what? Give me an extra 5 minutes in bed. There's not much to fondle with, but
Fondle!
there's not much to fondle with. But it's fine.
Anyone wants to fondle with it?
Fucking nothing to fondle with.
But you know what? You probably don't mind it as much now.
I don't
Getting
care.
your hair touched. Because I just do it now. I just make myself.
Feels chickeny.
It's
Chicken
very
haircut.
soft.
Yeah. Nice and
You'll
thin.
notice on the podcast, I think I did about 800 times in the drunk one.
It just looks
Nice
weird.
and thin.
It's just weird just seeing it's just a straight egg.
I like it. I think you should it.
Thanks.
I do.
It will take a while for me, maybe a couple of years before I get fully used to it, but I mean if you
A
do this
couple
it's just
of
like
years.
I'm really just an egg.
Would you go full
No,
bald?
well, not that now. That's a different
Maybe
level
in
of
the
bald.
future.
That's different levels. You need confidence to do that. Even still I'm like, I don't know if I want to wear the trim out yet. So I need to wear a cap.
To be fair, you've not actually worn it out many places.
No.
Wait till you're
I think
back
it's
to work
better
and you're
now that
forced to have
yeah,
it out.
then I'll have to. So I
Yeah.
need to get used to it before then, or else it'll be a shock to the system. I was like, wow! And then I need to put on, see that fake smile when people pretend they like it. And it's like, that's good actually, I like that.
You had your haircut.
Actually nice.
Oh, have you had a haircut? No. No, I haven't.
How's there something changed? I must have been that heavy storm before I get in here to take it all off.
At least, like, you were did para before with the lighting in the gym.
With the what? Nah. Not
So
even pads, it's just a dead trim. It just is. But at least there's this one's by choice now, so it's like, yeah, I'll own it.
Is the lights not better in the gym now anyway?
Yeah, the lights.
The
There's no
lights are
lights in
better,
the
the
gym.
trim's
It's
better.
a dark gym and that's why I work there. I stick to the darkness. I don't
Everyone
go out
put
before
your sunglasses on.
I don't go out before 10 PM nowadays. Unless I'm in a dark place.
At least you've got it out today, you're starting to get yourself used to it, you're feeling
Yeah, even when I go out I'm like, the wind's not going to affect me today.
Not
The
me.
rain, the snow, sorry. The snow add thickness to it.
My.
The snow adds thickness to it. It's actually not
Waters
that bad,
it.
I don't really care to be honest. I used to be a bit like, now I'm over it. It's there and that'll be that. And
That
the,
will.
and the thing is, people, are you going to grow it back? See the awkward stage if I tried to grow it back when it's like, it just looks constant shit for a few months. Because my hair grows so slow as well at the top. Like the sides going so quick.
Well, because you've got it cut
I've
like
had it
quite
cut
a few
3
times.
now.
Yeah. More high maintenance.
Yeah, it actually is somehow. Because
Thought it would
the
be.
sides grow quick and it just looks like I've got fucking, look like Mr. Smithers or something.
I quite like those.
But I
See, when you
feel-
get a haircut and you feel kind of like you've reinvented yourself.
No.
Like, I want to fix my hair, but I just don't know what I want
No,
to
I
do.
just don't. I felt like I'd really done something to myself when I got a bald haircut.
It was the fact
See the
you just
actual
did it
feeling
so
when
quick.
see the feeling when it was like just like
Is it quite close to your head when she's doing it?
What do you mean? It's there.
Like, obviously not. It wasn't like that bad before.
What do you mean it wasn't?
Like,
that
it wasn't
bad?
as short before.
No, because she
Does
just
it
cut it with
feel
scissors.
short?
yeah.
Aye, but then
Oh,
there's
it's
no
different
scissors.
when
Now
there's nothing.
zzz, zzz,
See,
right
when
in
there's
the front of
nothing
your head.
covering. It's different.
So front of your nut, you're just getting no scissor.
So there's no once there's no going back. There's no going back. Half of it's gone in the back, so you cannot be leaving it half. I was like, do it now before I change my mind.
Hurry up! It was weird.
It's sad that you pay someone money to do that, isn't it? Well, I do. You don't.
Yeah, I don't. I get it for free.
So there's literally everyone that I know. I think I'm the only one that pays for haircuts. Yeah,
But-
I think it's getting to the point I'd eventually I'll be able to just do it myself because there's not much tactics to this
My
one.
favourite thing when I was in, I was like, oh, like what? Because he's obviously said he was getting his hair cut, and he was like, what do you think? And I was like, I think you should go for it. But I didn't really ask you. We were just like, I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, fair enough. And then I was like, oh, what does your mum think? She
Yeah.
thinks I'm handsome no matter what.
No matter what,
And
that's
I
a
was
pure
like,
mum
that's
thing.
so cute. I
No
was
matter
like,
what, you look good. I was like, yeah, it gives me the confidence. That's just like a fear, like, yeah, whatever. I'll still like it.
you did it. And it
Nice.
looks good. I like it.
My new man.
I think it'll look nice with the new jacket.
The new, I'll keep that one down.
Ah.
I like to surprise people with these purchases. Still waiting for it, but it's about 2 weeks or something now. So, and the
You'll be
shoes.
like full H.
Yeah, I need to start. Yeah, I'm going to start singing H songs at karaoke's. We were at, what was it called? Pure Shit or Pure Sweet. We were at Pure Sweet the other day, and they're doing like a karaoke thing, and I'm signing up for it.
I think you should. It's like what was it? car park karaoke.
Yeah, that's it. It must be you just sing about when you're waiting for your food. Do you know
That
how
would
fucking good I'll
actually
beat
be the
that?
best thing
Do you know how
for
good I'll
you.
beat that?
That would be a great,
I'm just going to go in the ordering. I'm just going to sit in the back. My turn, my turn, my turn, my turn.
That would be like a great like date spot for you.
Carpool
Imagine.
karaoke.
Just get Michael Bublé
Maybe
on.
we should do a carpool karaoke. You get the music on, we'll just sit and sing all kinds of songs.
UK top 40
Yeah,
hot
that's
hits.
That's a mad one. I don't know how you people do it. I'm not just listening to your own music.
I get paranoid listening to my own music in front of people like I
New
don't
people.
know that well, yeah. And
I
it's
just realised my
oh,
engine's still on. So I'm going.
oh, he's gonna wait.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
Yeah.
Also, talking about pure sweet. Milkshake spilled in my car. Milkshake spilled in the car and it's everywhere.
We were
It was
literally just
everywhere.
sitting and he was making a post for Instagram or something. And then it was sitting like right here. And then
Yeah.
all of
And there
a
must have been a
sudden,
nudge or something that just fell and it smacked
it
off the
just
gear
jumped
stick.
off.
And the lid was all dented in. It was just a mess.
It was just splat, wasn't
It's a
it?
disgrace.
So good you've actually got Spotify going.
It is actually. I pressed it just as you
I'm
pressed
actually
record.
really proud.
Yeah, well, I'm making moves in the podcast career.
Mm-hmm.
You know how it is. Have you got any questions prepared this week? Actually, I've got some assumptions. Oh fuck, I don't even have them.
Do you want my phone?
Can you put on airplane mode and I'll just get them on this?
Put my phone on airplane mode.
Yeah. Not airplane mode, sorry.
My hotspot on.
Hotspot.
Yeah.
Now I'll connect to that one.
How's your week been? Let's start with that.
Just every day feels the same now, to be honest. It really does. What?
That was just so fast and so sad. Every day, just
Every day does feel the same.
2 weeks till you go back to work. That's
Yeah.
fast.
Got to go up and see the gym as well. Could be
And
nice.
fresh.
Be looking hella fresh. Done some training, I think you can call it. Your phone is about to die, surely. No,
My phone's about to die.
it looked like it. The battery looks like it's nothing.
No, it's good.
Okay, just tell me that in a second. Although I think I'm actually already connected somehow. Yeah, every day feels the same. I literally have like either work in the morning for a few hours and then go a walk, then get food, and then go a walk, and then sleep.
What food did
Or
you
it's
get?
just mixed up. Recently, do you know what? I'll admit it. Black Rooster's been back now. It's been back. I was off it for a few months.
What day are you on?
What a day?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
today's
do-
going to be the 5th day in a row. Had one, but we'll keep it.
Your
in the-
needs must,
keep it in the
people.
DL.
Needs must. It's been a busy. I feel like it's busy week, but I don't actually ever do anything to make it that busy.
No, there's not really much you can do. The best thing is try to actually tell me about your try to explore new places.
I'm exploring new places.
You tried?
Oh. So I was like, there's this recent thing that there seems to be a mission to make me decisive. So it's like Emily plans. So I was like, okay, Jamie came in my car, we're going to drive, and I was like, okay, let's go to, was it Pollock Park? I was
Yeah,
like, that
in
sounds
Glasgow.
fun.
Next
So-
to where? Oh, hold on.
Oh no!
Finish your story
I
then.
thought you forgot.
Nah, now we're back in business. This is
Oh,
going to
you
be a
forgot.
spicy one.
You forgot.
This is a spicy one.
Okay, so we obviously me driving. I'm not the best driver. I get really scared places I don't know, and I was really hungry. So we were drove to Pollock Park, but then all the entrances were closed, like to park in. So we ended up going round in circles like 3 or 4 times. I can't cope because you're just going.
A few close ones, a few
Yeah, there
close
was.
crashes,
there
a
was
few
it
stalls.
wasn't my. Was it my fault? Was it my fault?
Nah.
Was it
Nah,
my fault?
No, it was
No,
not.
it wasn't my
Never
fault.
would be with it.
No, sometimes it is.
Sometimes.
That was not my fault. So we were driving, and then there was instances with a big van that was scary, and then eventually I got to the point where I was too hungry and too stressed, so I just drove home. We didn't get to go to the park. I thought, no, not today. I
And
can't.
then we walked around Broadwood.
We walked around.
Never been
yeah.
there before.
We got a black rosary. We walked around Broadwood.
It was a typical day
Yeah.
in the life of lockdown.
Exactly. Did you enjoy yourself? Maybe.
Maybe not. I enjoyed being alive actually after getting out of the car was a good relief, but
That's all
and
that matters.
my hands were sweaty.
But there's anyone else that I just didn't like it? I just thought, oh, I don't know where I am. I can't park. I'm getting stressed. It was like lots of lights and lots of cars. It was a busy
I
road.
think people do get stressed when they go new places, like they don't know the roads and all that.
Yeah, and then yours make me more stressed
Why?
because you're just like, it's that face. Is like, oh,
It's the
oh, and then
whiplash
he
you
goes
get
like,
when it's
I
the...
literally break a wee bit and he goes, and then it's like, the wee noises, and then the face when it's like you go, like that. And I'm like, I'm shitting myself. Stop.
Did you
And then he goes,
I don't even have
yeah, we just
control
go
of the
home
car, it's getting
then.
whipped
And then
up,
it's
eh?
like, texting everyone I nearly died and all
Yeah.
this. You didn't. You were fine.
Well, anyway, where is it? What was the name of that wee location near that park?
There's got some assumptions.
Don't worry about us,
We've
we'll
got
save
some-
that for later. We're going to keep the view time going, so we're going to save that a wee bit in the
Got
middle,
some-
so people stay around longer. And let me tell you what, you're about to witness is no disappointment.
Why?
So what, I think it was about 14 days ago, we're sat in a spot like this. We're open for dating now, you know, we want to be doing the most. So Emily's went like that into the ocean, and she's hooked herself up a wee date.
I can't with that. Yeah, so it was
So
2 weeks, and realistically, did we not both say we were open for dating, or was it just me?
Yeah, but
No,
you
we
made,
both did, and I've been the
Ah, but-
proactive one.
yeah, you got made moves on. Still floating. The fish is still hanging off the bait. Still wants some.
Stop. So
So
obviously,
tell us a wee bit more. What brought it on? How did you meet this man? Because the viewers and me need to know.
he's not holding back. And see what I mean?
Real quick.
See what I'm saying? This man has said to me so many times, I cannot wait to get you back.
Yeah.
Look at him. Look at the face. There's two things he's waiting for. He's waiting to get me back on this.
I'm actually waiting
And he's
for the
waiting
answer.
for me to be patched in
I'm
real
waiting
life.
for you to be answering here.
Okay,
So
so
how did you meet them? What you mention names or will you not
no, we'll
mention
not be
names?
nice. We will not be doing that, just in case.
So wait, how did it come about? How did it happen?
Okay, so obviously I was off Tinder for Lent,
Yeah.
so I went back on Tinder. Yeah. So went back on Tinder on the Easter Sunday, and then I might have went out on the Tuesday.
You've just skipped the whole thing. How did it come about? Was you, hello? Would you like to come out with me? What was the?
Oh,
What was it? Let everybody know. How was it going?
I don't know if there's a need to get into it all, but
Did he ask you? Did you ask him?
he asked me.
Were you nervous going to it? Were you?
I was actually alright.
Sorry.
But the one thing I will notice is when I was going, they were driving in front of me. And I was like, this is a bit, because they're there. And then you start to get a bit nervous. But we just went a nice walk. It was nice. Just a wee walk.
Just a wee walk with, what was his name?
We'll keep that.
Was it a nice man? Did you enjoy it? Are you still in communication with the man? As something
You're doing
went
me
west.
so dirty.
No, it's just
You're
it's
so
called
dirty.
keeping it real.
Do you keep it
I
real?
keep it real and you'll be hearing why in a minute.
Do you keep it real?
Real is when it's kept.
Okay, so yeah, we went a nice walk. It was nice. I don't know if there's going to be a future there, but yeah.
You've got a date under the belt now. You know what to do.
Yeah, and I felt like I went. I actually was really nice. I enjoyed myself. It was nice to talk to someone new, and yeah, I'm told you. I said I was ready for dating, and I went and did it. You said you're ready for dating, and you've made no proactive moves.
I don't need to rush into anything.
I'm not rushing.
I'm Scottish.
That was the most dad thing I've heard. I'm letting the vibes come to me.
Same. But people stay away from me for a wee while.
Stay away from you for a minute.
Things sometimes get mixed up.
He's a
I've experienced. See, I've got a few more under the belt
He's a
than
wee
this.
bit
I've got a few
tender.
more under the
His
belt.
heart's still a bit. Oh.
I've got a few more under the belt, and I know something, and I see the way situations play out. I know how to deal with them a wee bit more now. I don't know how to deal with them properly, but I know how to deal with them a bit more now. So I know when to call it. I know when to call it.
So when would you call it, and when would you call it?
Oh, there's many, but I will get to it in one of the questions I've got.
But okay.
It's a spicy
Anyway,
one.
So yeah, that was my week. It was nice. I put myself out there. I feel like it was needed. And I feel like, hot girl summer's around the corner, so let's just keep having fun and enjoying yourself and meeting new people. COVID safe, obviously, 2 meters. Yeah. What about you?
What about me?
Anything fun this week?
Have I had anything fun? No fun
I
life
like how
activities.
you really threw me under the bus there.
Well, I've been thrown under. In and out of the pod.
I feel like that was a lot more than I would normally throw you, but it's fine.
Well, you know, we're talking about dating. We'll get on to this question here.
Okay.
Are
we going questions first or assumptions?
Oh, that's actually this. I didn't even think about this one, but this is here also. How would you explain the feeling you get when you meet someone new, like dating or whatever, and you just get on with them very well? Like, you just, you know, it's just funny. It doesn't feel awkward. It doesn't feel.
Is this
weird.
in a dating sense or a friendship sense?
Well, it could be on any, to be fair.
Describe the feeling.
Mm-hmm. How does it just feel? What, even a friend? You just meet someone like, this is it. This is a good friend that's just funny. It just feels
I feel like you just know, like, with the partner.
Yeah.
Like, they'll just hit you, like, I feel like in a good friendship's like you're not scared to actually, like, get a bit like ripping each other a bit.
Brave.
Aye, because I feel like, see, if you're constantly tiptoeing around each other, you're not fully comfortable.
Yeah.
Whether, like, I feel like when you're in any sense of, like, if you meet someone new for the first time and say it was like a relationship and you thought, or even anything, like you were dating them or like friendship, and you can't actually have like a wee bit of like patter.
Yeah, take the piss out of each
and
other.
it's just like straight chat. You're like, this could be a bit boring.
It's just boring, yeah.
It's like, what about you?
See, I'm still thinking, I don't know if I've had it either in a relationship sense. There's been people that I've been like, yeah, it's like, because see, the thing is with me, see me?
See me?
See, you know, see, since I've actually noticed I said that the last time, take the piss, I've actually had a lot of people saying it.
See,
like, in
see
podcasts.
now as well, I don't mean it, but I'll do
you
it.
see me, yeah? And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah. So that's the English podcast, but it sounds better for them. But
Yeah.
I'm like, see me?
See, like, I'll say to my mum, oh, see me, and then I'm like, oh, that's you.
No,
see you.
there is people that I've met and I've been like, oh, they're like funny, like it's so easy to get along with them. It just feels like you've known them for ages. I think that's like one way to explain it. Like when you really get along with someone, it's like as if you've known each other for so long. But I don't know.
But I think it's good as well.
Often.
It's like when there's like you don't find silence awkward.
Yeah, you can have like silence without it being like.
Yeah, like
who's going to speak or I need to speak.
Whether I feel like that's a pure awkward thing, it's like sometimes like when I go and meet someone for the first time, I feel like I'm speaking like 500 miles an hour. Like I feel like I'm just like blah, 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 blah.
But maybe that's because you're awkward and they,
Yeah.
maybe in their head they're like, why does she always need to talk?
That's what I do. Like when I'm awkward, I talk more rather than talking less.
See, I don't know what I do. I don't feel like I get extremely awkward, but I don't feel like I'm a.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I feel like if the other person's really quiet, I'll talk for them.
Yeah.
And if they like to talk, I'll just.
I feel like you're quite good at like, you don't really like. I feel like our friendship, apart from me obviously, like everyone's quite good at like not really saying anything unless it needs to be said. Like you don't really, apart from, like you talk shite, but like see if there's a silence, you don't feel the need to fill it.
Yeah.
Whether I do sometimes.
Just like to talk shit.
You talk shit like randomly, but
it's also an entertainment in the group.
Yeah.
I need to be the funny one when nobody's pulling it out of the bag.
But in a like relationship stance, I feel like it's very hard to find that.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you do find it probably is the one. Like,
I feel like probably it's best getting that, and then it becomes a relationship rather than you are going out on a date, and it's like, because when it's like officially a date, it's like I don't know. You don't want to 100% be. Open. Like you always want to put your, like someone explained, there's like you want to put your best foot forward, like you want to put all your positives and like you don't want to give them like any negative things. But if you go out with someone as like a friend, there's no like intentions of making it any more serious, and it's just like a piss taking, like you don't feel pressure or nervous to expose yourself. I guess.
I feel like that's the easy, like it's easier to like transition from like some sort of ground base of a relationship into nothing.
Yeah.
Like we spoke about this. Do you think it's easier meeting someone that, like in a romantic sense, meeting someone that you've never known before, or meeting someone that you kind of know of?
Yeah, I think someone totally fresh.
Yeah.
I'd rather meet someone that I'd known nothing about, and then speak to them, get to know them, rather than someone I kind of know a bit about. Yeah. Because then it'll be get to the point like if you like you know of them, it's like, oh, should I mention this because it's a bit weird because they don't know I know it or whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's like just fresh, it's like you don't know anything.
Yeah. Because I feel as well like. I think that's one thing that I've learned, like, is easier to do. Like, I've only been on a few dates from, like, Tinder and stuff like that, but, like, see, before I've, like, spoke to them for a good, like, while, like, maybe a good, like, 3 months, and then went and met them. And I think that's harder because you know everything about them.
To really talk
and there's
about
nothing to talk about, and then it's kind of like, oh, I feel like I know you more than I do, and I actually don't.
Yeah.
And then when you go, like, that one I read recently, I didn't know anything. I didn't know his job, didn't know anything about him. I only knew that, like, roughly where he was from, and that was about it.
You know, you loved him.
True love.
I've got another question. Now you always say, "Oh, I'm really good at like not texting like exes and people that have all this
You're
stuff."
good
right?
and I'm good.
That's what you said about me.
Okay.
So I've got a question, right?
Is this the spicy one?
Like, I'll be making it spicy.
Oh no.
Maybe. Not for you.
Okay.
Maybe. How do you feel about getting over people? Like, how do you deal with it and all that? And like, how long does it take you? I actually don't know how many people you've had this situation. I know of some, but I don't know if...
I think it depends how much you're invested in them, like, and what your relationship like is based on, and like stuff like that. So, I think like the first time I had ever seen someone, and the first time I had like experienced a lot of things, that one probably took me the longest because you obviously have more baggage attached to it.
I think it's for the first person you ever speak to that you think, "Yep, married."
Yeah,
They're getting married. They're getting the ring. The kids, mine's ours.
They're the one.
They're the one.
Get
if
on.
it ends, I'm into it. This
Yes.
is it. I don't want another girlfriend after this one. It's all or nothing.
It's all or nothing.
It's true love, that's what it is.
Let's buy the house now.
And then you actually think this is what love feels like, and then in your head a few months later, that's that. It's not.
Nah.
This is not the one. I don't think.
Yes. So
In my humble opinion, I don't think this is it.
not today.
Not this life. Not this one.
today.
Maybe another one.
We're talking so much shit today. So I'd say like the first one you're always kind of like, oh my god, like you just can't see them any other way. You just think they're the best thing.
Yeah.
You think, oh my god, like
as we said
why
before,
would
just the
they,
red flags are blasting by
like,
you. You're
why
driving
would
by
they
them.
ever want me? Like they are just magical.
Yeah.
Like whoa, and then yeah.
Then a red flag hits you.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
A lot of anxiety. You're just like.
Yeah, but it's funny how
I'm
everyone's
out.
the same. Like the first one's like, this is the one. If this isn't, I don't want in. This is the one.
And it's mad because obviously I've never actually been in a relationship, so I do get like, if anyone's watched, you've never watched Grey's Anatomy, have you? There's a bit where she's talking and she's like, oh, like he wants G.I. Jane, like this pure adventurous person. She's like, but I'm attachment Barbie, and I feel like I'm attachment Barbie, like just pure heart my sleeve, like let's get married. Let's get married. But no. But I feel like there's so many different things to that, because people used to always say like, oh, like I'd be so attached, and they'd be like, you don't even seem that interested. But in my head, I'm like planning Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're just the best.
Planning.
But then I think as you get older and you like relationships and stuff become a bit more transactional. Like they're like more frequent. Like you see people, like you go out. It's less like.
Well, less a big commitment thing.
It's more like trying to find like yourself.
See what you want.
Yeah,
like, it's good to see what you like.
Yeah, like what you like in
people,
like. What you don't like, what you want someone to be like, what you like.
Because in my head, I know the first person. It's like I just want to go with someone that's good looking. I don't care if they're fucking anything, like whatever's up with them. I don't care as long as they're good looking. And then it's like I'd rather have someone that's not as good looking, but it just has all the other things.
Like
with them.
good pattern, like personality, like
funny,
cares,
loyal.
No. It's a key. That's a key one. You know that way? Have you seen that thing? And it's like when people make, like when God made my girlfriend or whatever, and they're like pouring things into like a potion. You should do that. That'd be funny.
Yeah.
We'll make a TikTok.
That's what I'll do. I cannot wait for that one.
But I feel like that's important. Like I feel like as you get older, it's more like finding yourself and like what your likes and dislikes are in a relationship, and like how to deal with things, so that when you get to a point where someone comes into your life, you then know what you want.
Yeah, I think it's the same as friendships and that as well, but because I've had people in my life that are like, they've been around me long enough, I'm like, I don't really want that in a friend.
Yeah.
So it's like I was lucky enough, like, or fortunate enough that early on in life I got like good pals. They've got like the things that I want in a good friend group. Whereas some people probably are still in a situation that I don't really want to be pally with these people forever because I don't like this about them, I don't like that about them.
Yeah, some type of influences.
There's always going to be something about someone you're like not 100% with, but it's like.
Yeah, because you have different friends for different things.
Yeah.
Like some people are there to support you, some people you're there to support them. Like, so I think quite a lot of the time you're not going to get the same thing. Like you're not going to want the same thing in life as like a lot of people. But yeah, I think like what was actually the question? Just so I know that.
I think it was meeting someone, then it led on to something else.
Yeah.
Oh no, it wasn't. I can't remember. Other my next questions. Oh no, it was the way I questioned. It was like, I don't know how many people you've like had a situation with.
Yeah, but I think along the way you just kind of get to know what you want.
Yeah.
But definitely, I'm no longer jumping 2 feet in. I'm putting a toe in.
Yeah, floating Farquhar. But the main question was like getting over them, and that's what it was about texting people, getting over them, and then the different situations that you have broke up, and then how long it took you to get over. Obviously, the first one's going to be the longest, more than likely, because it's the first one.
Well, that took me a while.
It's not going to be the same without them. I can't live without them. Well, that part. Well, it's not true, obviously, but in your head at the time,
you didn't know them like I know them.
They were different.
You might think they're a bad person, but I swear,
really nice.
with me, they're different.
They are different.
Oh, shit.
Change them. So what's your situation? How long did it take you to go?
I feel like the first one took me probably the longest.
Was it different reasons you stopped speaking to different people?
Yeah.
Do you want to tell
Okay,
people
so
what
the
they were?
first one, I'd say, like, that was when I was probably I never had a lot of relationships when I was younger. Like, that one was probably when I was like 20. Like, before that I was like, I wasn't really into that. And I know like you don't have to be into it, but like I didn't really go to a lot of parties. I didn't go like out for that. Like I went out because I wanted to.
I did not put myself in a situation to speak to a girl.
Like I wouldn't go out and be like, oh, I want to go out on the pool. Like I'd just go out to like and dance, enjoy myself. Like
what, in school?
Like from then to my 20s.
No, right.
Like I wasn't really a big like teenage kind of. Didn't like all that. I was just cutting about really, going on holidays and stuff. And then 20, when I started the job, I'd say that the first one kind of happened, and then I'd say that took me the longest, maybe like a year and a bit, which is actually quite long considering I've never had a relationship. And we stopped because he got a girlfriend. Yeah, that is actually. So we got a girlfriend, so obviously there was like a kind of fucked up situation there. Anyway, we won't get into that because I feel like genuinely 40 minutes of the podcast that we deleted was probably about that.
Yeah. Maybe more.
And no one cares. So
how long did it take you to go over that one?
I'd say like a year and a half.
A year and a half. And then what about the next one?
The next one was.
What was the reason that you
such
stopped speaking?
A nice boy, so lovely.
So I'm taking you finished this one then?
Yeah, so I just felt like...
because I've not been in that situation.
I just feel like I didn't want to lead him on, I had a lot going on personally. I was failing uni and stuff, so I just felt like there was no reason to put someone through that when I just had to focus on myself. And like, I wasn't fully in it like he was in it, so it was unfair because I knew that the levels were different, so it wasn't going to be fair on him. But honestly, could not fault him, such a lovely boy. No, genuinely, and I just couldn't do that. It wasn't nice.
And how long did it take you to go over this one?
I'd say like a little bit shorter, but that's probably because I was emotionally checked out anyway. Like before. I was already focused on other things like before. So I'd say maybe like a couple months, and then I've not really had any since then. I've had a few like talking stages and whatever, but not like I feel like those kind of things take you shorter to get over if it's only like a month or two.
Yeah.
Unless like there's reasons behind it, obviously. So what about yourself?
First one definitely the longest. I feel like the first one is the longest, and I think the other things since that have been so quick. But there's different reasons as to why, and I'll get into that. Now I'm sitting up. See, honestly, the first one I can't fully remember how it 100% finished. I can't remember the words or whatever. But that one.
Who finished it?
Not me, the other person.
Is that a recurring theme?
That is the theme. Okay. It's not a recurring. It's the set theme. By the looks of it.
It is the Jamie Taggart theme.
Yeah, actually, no exceptions. That's the way it is. Although there's been people that I've been speaking to in like stages, and I've been like, nah, it's not working. So any official relationship, I've not finished it. Not had much anyway, to be fair, so it wouldn't be hard. First one definitely took the longest. They finished it. It wasn't anything crazy. The reason it finished just didn't work, so stopped speaking. And then took me probably a lot of months. I wouldn't say ending over a year, but I can't remember exactly. It's not like a day, like, that's me over it. Yeah. But it was after a good few months. I was like, oh, fucking like, done with that.
Yeah.
But I think I'm trying to think when. See, it's different because I was still in school, so now that way you still see the person as well.
Yeah, they're not.
So
like,
it's not like you can just stop seeing
Yeah.
them. So it's like you see them every day. It's like, oh, it's harder to.
See, it was easier for me because like the times before I left my job.
Yeah. So it's that probably is the reason it made getting over them so much harder.
Yeah.
And then there was like obviously you leave school and all that, and then it happened. Second one is a bit different. So I've only been into relationships. First one, yeah, took a while, but there was nothing really to make me get over them quicker. There wasn't a big reason.
There wasn't like a bad
there
thing.
wasn't.
It didn't end pure like.
There was reasons it didn't work, obviously, but
Yeah, but
there
there wasn't
like
like
one big thing that's like, well, fuck that.
Yeah,
then.
like fuck you.
Yeah, so that happened, and then the second one there was more like. See, I think I'm good at if someone gives me a reason to stop with them or whatever, or something happens.
You are good. I've told you this so many times.
Then I'll be like, I'm out. Like, there's not a point. I'm like, maybe I'll text them or maybe I'll message them or whatever, try and see them. No chance. So let's say, for example, let's say someone cheats on you, right?
Right. Okay.
You know, let's say somebody cheats on you or something. You know, it's a bit different because then it's like I think it takes you mentally longer to get over the fact that's happened to you rather than that the person.
I know, because that's what I was going to say. Like, see, before when you were like, oh, it's not like there was a big thing that made you think, oh, like fuck them. I think sometimes that's harder because you then look back and you're like,
yeah,
what was wrong with
that
me?
Could have worked technically.
Yeah, like you then think about it more because you're like, what the fuck has happened? Like, why?
Yeah.
Like, why didn't you just tell me?
But then even with the second, there's like things you're like, what did happen?
Yeah.
Because it's all a bit mad still.
You just there's just a bit of
it's just
mystery.
Like, yeah, there's like I wonder if something else happened that caused something. You know.
Because sometimes that happens with, you know, it's the key motif of the podcast. Just a wee bit of communication.
Communication's key.
Just a wee bit of that.
Just a bit of that. Nothing
Just a
phone.
bit of
Just
that,
a bit of
bit
this
of
is how
that.
it is. This is how it goes. This is how it
And
bees.
then this is how it bees.
Yeah.
See me.
See me. This is how I'll tell you the story. No, but I think getting over the actual person took probably a few weeks max, at most weeks. Then I think that the reason but is like takes longer to let it sink in. Think, oh, like okay, that's what happened. This is what's mad.
But then I think it's
and then how you find out as well.
Yeah.
Personally, how I found out was a bit crazy.
Nice. I know, because I think that puts a lot into it as well. Like, there's certain ways to do things, and I think and ways to go about things that are sometimes a little bit fucked. Like, I know, like I've had random talking stages and stuff like that, and you find out random things through people, and you're like,
yeah,
I wish you'd just like been honest.
Yeah, it's mad. It's crazy. The thing is, I know it's not like 100% fact. Like I've said there, like cheated. It's not 100% fact that things happen, but I can't go into again like all the details. But it's looking pretty clear that
because that's the thing. You can't even like.
And I'm not even going to ask. There's no point. I'm
no
not messaging
point.
someone
Because then you're bringing it all up again. Like I think a lot of the time
it's done with now.
You might like, and I know for the first like definitely when I had my first situation, I tended to like try and like drudge it up quite a lot. Yeah. And it's like, just fucking leave everyone alone and get on with it, because no one cares. Because
even then, if you mess someone and find out, it's not even going to benefit you.
No,
anyway.
It's just going to make you feel worse.
Some people like knowing the truth, whereas I'd be like, in my head, that's the way it is, and that's helped me get over that. So
yeah, I feel like quite a lot of the time you're just like, right, do you know what? That's happened. Like, let's just
move on
from it.
Billions of people in the world.
Absolutely, plenty more fish in the sea, or on Tinder.
But that's only 2 relationships I've had. There's been other people that I've stopped speaking to, and it's literally like that's it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I wouldn't even class them as they weren't relationships for me. They were just like situations. But I've had a few more that are just like not really. Like, they just stop and you're like, okay, fair enough, because you're not like invested as much.
Yeah, I think it's because you know in your head it's not going to be coming anyway.
Yeah.
And most of the time. Okay, I've got another question. What life event has changed your perspective on life the most, or changed your opinion of something? Like, what's had the biggest effect in your life?
It's quite a big question.
What's happened and you've went, do you know what? I'm going to think differently.
Like COVID. That's really annoying that I just said that.
COVID.
Because that really annoys me.
Why? What's changed your opinion? Or what's it changed?
COVID. Do you know what? See, like, side note, this could be a question. I've realised I'm really picky. I get really pissed off and really peeved.
Pet peeved.
At like random things that like probably normal people wouldn't pick up on. but it just pisses me right off.
I'm the same. There's wee tiny details. I'm like,
honestly.
Enough.
And then I'll say it to my mum, and my mum's like, "You're being very unreasonable." How? Tell me how then.
I tell you why it's not unreasonable.
Tell me how then, because it was winding me up. Like, you can't focus on anything else because these things are just pissing you off so much. Anyways. I'd say like COVID, I just did it again. I think it's definitely made me like, obviously I was at uni for like 5 years and I was like constantly moving about, and like we were talking about this the other day, like I was moving from like yearly like to a new flat, like yearly to a new room, yearly like home and back, and I was definitely always on the move and always trying to like figure out my next move. Whether now with COVID and like just like graduating and everything, I've just like slowed right down.
Yeah.
And like actually had time to like focus on things like weight loss, like my friends, like what I actually want, like the type of life I want to live and the type of person I want to be. And I think that's easier because like at the time I was at uni, I was like just so like wrapped up in like that life, and it was quite like fashion's quite superficial and it's like quite fast moving, whether like now I'm like I definitely want to do something that's more focused towards people. Like I love people and I love like interacting and helping people, so definitely want to try and change my perspective on that.
I think it gives you more time to, especially the first one, when everyone is literally in the house like all the time, makes you realise like what do you actually enjoy, what do I like doing.
Yeah, and like who are my friends, and like we were saying the other day, I think it was yesterday, you're never going to, you're like, well, probably you're never going to be like this again, you're never going to have this much time off your work, you're never going to have
that was yesterday
like this situation,
this
like
is like a once in probably like a couple of 100 years thing, like
help from the government money wise, like although it's not great and people are still losing money in businesses and whatnot, like you're never going to have this again. So like I know it's shit, but like try and make the most of it. Like we've said, like I've never went on as many walks, like explored as much as Scotland. And although it's shit, like people can't get jobs, and obviously I'm struggling to get a grad job and stuff, but I just take it for what it is. Like there is good in everything. Like you can find good in everyone and everything, I think.
I think it's a lot of perspective how you think about it.
Yeah,
like in my head, if I could just be like, I've not got to go to work, I've not got to
I'm not getting the money.
I can't go out, I'm 21, I should be able to go into town and get drunk every weekend or whatever. But as you could be thinking, like it's gave me time, well specifically for me it's giving more time to like think about my business, what I want to do with it, like and saving money instead of going into town. And it's not just me, it's everyone, and there's a lot worse things going on.
And
with
then
people.
like definitely like finding out things that work for you on social media, like growing your social media, putting yourself out there in terms of like the podcast, in terms of videos on your story and stuff. I think definitely it has.
This might not even have been a thing if just life was going on. Like, it wouldn't have been a day I'd be like, do you know what, I've got enough even like spare time, like if I'm working mornings, nights, it wouldn't be like I could probably do a podcast now as well. Whereas obviously we had that much spare time to begin with.
Because even when we were like got back to work for a bit, it was kind of like, right, okay, when are we managing this? Because you work mornings on a Friday, I work lates on a Friday. We couldn't do it because it was dark after like 2. So it was like, when are we actually going to fit this in? Whether like now, and then we probably wouldn't be as close as we are.
Who knows what
we
would
wouldn't
happen.
have spent as much time together, like just little things. But yeah, I definitely would probably say COVID.
I think it's been more beneficial for me, COVID.
I know, that's what I was talking
I'd
to
say
one of
there's
my
a
other
lot
friends.
of positives came out of it rather than negative.
We were saying like it's actually changed, like although it's hindered a lot of people, it has helped other people massively because they've had to deal with their issues, they've had to deal with like what's going on, they've had to deal with like, so say they might not be like me, I didn't know what I wanted to do anyway, so slowing down, starting my business has allowed me to be like, okay, this is what I want to focus on.
It's been good.
Is it the same? What about you?
I'd say it's actually probably similar. COVID, there's not really, I don't know, I'll end up going home thinking, that's probably a good one, but there's nothing I can think of that's like really changed. COVID obviously has like changed massively. I think just as well like getting out of school and going to college, and I feel like even I was at like that training thing, was that yesterday? I was at like not my new job, but the gym's obviously changing to JD for whoever knows or whatever. We had to go and do like new training for like all the first aid and health and safety and all that. And just the way you get spoke to is I feel like a kid, and I was like, mate, like sitting doing icebreakers. Like there's the adults that everyone here's at least 20 minimum.
Yeah.
And you're like, what's your name? A fun fact about yourself. This is what I didn't like about school. Especially like people that, I mean, I know we're all PTs and people take class and that you need to be able to speak. But there's probably people there thinking, oh, fuck, like, I don't want to speak in front of everyone here.
Yeah.
Like, it's different.
But then it's different because then you're like, when you're working, you're in work mode. Like you're just taking the class, you're not thinking about it. It's like that, like second-hand nature.
But even just the way they speak to you, it's as if you're like a wee piece of shit. And I was like, fuck you, mate. How about that?
How about
and
that?
If you see this, I'm fucked. I wanted a job. But it's not even, it's no one from that market, it's just like a guy that's higher up, and it's just like in your head you're on a power trip, my man.
Yeah.
Just the way you're speaking to people.
And you're just kind of sitting like
big belly, big boys and all that. Prick. Right, just remind me of school. I actually thought about it, this is like I hated school because of this stuff.
And it's all like,
it's like a pure environment. It's like, I don't know. I just did not like it.
It's just like kids, isn't it? Like,
yeah, it's like treat us like adults.
That's the thing I'm struggling with at the moment, is like obviously moving home. Like I've lived myself for quite a lot of time, and like just everywhere, like being in that middle age where you're like, am I an adult? Or am I still an adolescent?
I'm still thinking like a wee boy.
No, I see me.
See me?
I genuinely think I'm an adult now. Like I go about like
officially
an adult.
I am an adult.
Like the way I speak to people, the way I expect to be spoken to.
Yeah.
Like everything about it, I genuinely just think like there's a level of respect now that I've.
Yeah. I think it also depends what age of person you're speaking to. See, for someone that's like 80, I feel like a wee boy.
Yeah, definitely.
Whereas if I'm speaking to like someone that's a few years younger than me, I'm like, I'm an adult compared to you. Like,
I know, because that's
you're about to sit your pre-honors and I'm.
That's what I've noticed as well. Like,
taxis.
I'll speak to someone that's maybe like 20, 21, and I'll be like, I actually don't think I have that much life experience, but see, and realistically, you do. You've got like four years on a person.
2021.
Like, so see if I was like.
Kid's kid man, she's 20 again.
See if someone's 20 and I'm like 23, I look back and I think, oh well, I was so different when I was 20, and I mean so different.
Well, even this time last year, I know I've said 100 times, I was very different, and then like a year before that and year before that.
Like,
since
you actually
leaving
don't
school,
think
I've
you
changed
change
so
much,
much.
but you do.
In school, I didn't change much over the few years, but as soon as I left school, like every few months, I was like changing so much, just because you're in a different environment with different people and growing up. Like,
and that's what I've got to learn. Like, see, like when people are in like there's different situations and stuff, and you think about it, and like, see, even my wee cousins, like if they ask me for advice, I think half of the situations you're in shape you, so you're trying to give advice, but you're like, they kind of just need to do it anyway.
Just do what you think.
Because if you don't do it, you're not going to learn from it.
Yeah.
So you're trying to give advice, but then you're like, fuck it, just do it anyway.
I think you should make a lot of your mistakes when you're young.
Oh, 100%.
Obviously. Then that way
it's the same as before.
Like
when we were talking about what you want to know, what you like and what you don't like. Like all these
people. Find that out now.
Yeah.
Than when you're in a marriage.
All these like silly talking stages. Oh, that'd be.
I really like this person actually, you know that. I was thinking about that the other day.
I think we'll just broaden my horizons and see what's out there.
I think I'll just dip for this one.
Just see what's out there and then I'll come back.
See you later, little Carol. When you're having an affair.
And then I'll just have a wee cry and I'll come back.
In that podcast, and they were like, what's the difference between cheating and having an affair? And I was like, that's crazy. And people are like, you need that. If you have an affair, it has to be a good one. And I was like, people are not right in the head. They're like, if you're going to, like, the actual planet, so there's like, obviously, two people have got their families, like, this woman's married to a guy, get kids. The guy's married to a woman, they get kids. And it's like, they know they've both got families, but they still go out their way to, like, meet up, and it's as if they're married. I was just like, fuck me, man.
So wait, they're having an affair?
Well, it's not like specific people in their head. They're saying that could happen. Like that's a thing that happens.
I thought you were like, they're meeting up, they're making it that public. They're keeping their rings
on, and then people are like, oh, they're obviously married, and then it's just, and then but cheating's like a one moment thing. Like cheating's like a, you're out and then something happens and it's like, oh fuck.
Yeah, but an affair is like an actual
affair's like,
thing.
it's like a plan.
Because then we spoke about this before. But what would you? I don't know if we spoke about it on here. Would you prefer physical or emotional cheating? What do you think's worse?
What are the examples? Like physical.
So like physical cheating, like go out have a one night stand, or go out and they're sleeping with someone, or they're like even, I don't know how you feel about if it was just kissing or whatever, or emotional. They've not actually done anything with the person, but they tell them they love them and they have full intention of emotionally committing themselves to them.
I think it's just all bollocks. I think it's just
it's all just a lot.
There's not one that's going to be like, that's actually alright. Both of them are dog shit, really. there's no one that'll be like, that's fine then. I don't know. I was thinking, I think I don't know if it's just in my head, right? But see, like if you had a husband or whatever, it's like seeing him kiss another girl is probably worse than them having like a physical moment.
Yeah.
You know? I think that's mad.
But then, because that's the same as like the whole emotional thing, because kissing's more intimate than anything else. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So like, yeah, you could just see them whatever they're doing and be like, okay, like, but then that's intimate as well. It depends how you view it. Depends how you view it, because like people can say like, say we're talking about sex, it can be transactional. Like people can just use it and it's not like it's an activity. It's not deep to people. Yeah. But then like to other people, it's like, oh my god, like. I can't believe you would do that. Yeah. Like that is one thing that's just so intimate. Yeah. But then I think like madness. Kissing is a very intimate thing, so I think that would piss me off.
It is. It's crazy.
Yeah.
There was another example I had, but I can't really remember. Oh no, that's what it was. It's like they were talking about you can cheat someone but still love them, and I was like, I kind of get what you mean, but it's just not, is it? No, I just don't. I don't know about that. It might be, but in my head I'm like.
It would be hard.
Because they were saying, because in your head you could have absolutely no intention of cheating someone, and then like in a slight moment, just so many things happen, and then it just happens. And that's like, but still, like.
It's such a like taboo subject. It's like, it's such a tricky subject. Yeah, like you just don't know what it's like until you're in it. I think.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because it depends what you class as like cheating, and if you're with someone, and like there's so many different loopholes.
What is your opinion of cheating? Like, where do you think it starts? Like, what's the lightest thing you'd classify as like that? Pretty much cheating.
I don't know, because I feel like some people could build things in their head as well that's not cheating. So say.
I think as soon as you start doing stuff you would not want another person to find out.
I think if you start doing things, I think you wouldn't be proud to tell your best friends.
Not even best friends, your partner. Like if you would not want them to find out about whatever it is you're doing, that's never going to obviously be good. Yeah. Like even just texting another guy where like.
Because that's what. But then I'm thinking like, see if I know for a fact. Well, I've realised recently actually that a lot of boys don't like the fact that I've got friends. They really don't like that. You know, they do not be loving that.
No, they did not be enjoying that one.
Which I never thought was going to be such an issue, because I thought boys were a lot more chill than girls, and I thought maybe, but no, that's the one thing I'm noticing with my new dating lifestyle that.
We're keeping you back.
They definitely don't love it. So I don't know if that would be like people.
Interesting spot to walk your dog. I'll say that.
I was thinking that cute dog though. If I was to message you, I don't know if they would think that was cheating.
Nah, because
I've got no intention.
But then if you'd be saying it to them, you'd be like, that's my mate. But it's up to them.
It'd
be different if you were texting me madness and didn't want me to find out. Whereas it's not. It's just like
if I was texting, I didn't know the motive.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's.
If you started texting another random guy that you didn't know.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I don't really want them to know in case. Then that's a bit different.
I'd say the texting things. I don't know, but I'd say if you were maybe meeting up with someone and you wouldn't want your boyfriend to know, like if your boyfriend says where are you going and you're saying, oh, I'm just going to go a walk. Yeah. When you're going to walk with Timothy.
Hortons.
That's the first thing that came into your head. We alley for 3 doors down.
Alley.
Then
fucking PTSD. I can smell it.
That wasn't his name.
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
No.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Well then.
Okay.
Meeting alley 3 doors down. Cheating.
No.
Do you mean no? That's what you're talking about?
Yeah, but I thought there was like you were trying to help me there. Yeah. So I think if you're then lying, then when you start lying, that's when it's fucked.
Yeah.
I think the kissing thing's just you don't kiss someone else. Yeah. You just don't do that. Just kiss your own boyfriend.
What would you do, right? You had
girlfriend.
Boyfriend, going out with them for a few months, a year or whatever. Let's say. I know it's hard to get to that kind of.
So let's go 6 months.
Let's stick to the 6 months. That's the thing.
That's more realistic. I cannot wait till the day one of us gets to 6 months.
I'm going to celebrate it so bad.
Oh, we're going to have a celebratory podcast.
I'm going to treat this person so well if I get to the 6 months. Not that I wouldn't anyway, but they're going to get an extra special gift. So you're going to do something, let's say 6 months. Night out.
Okay.
They have no intentions of ever cheating on you anyway.
Right.
One thing leads to another. they've kissed a guy.
Am I on the night out?
Yeah, they've kissed a girl, I mean. Or a guy, whatever.
Am I on the night out?
No, you're not
so
there.
I can't see it?
No, you're not there. And then, like, oh, in fact, they don't even see, now that's two different stories.
So I'm in the bed, I'm sleeping, I wake up, I've got a text.
Nah, you don't.
No,
you don't have a text.
I don't
Not
find
yet.
out.
Not in this scenario.
Okay.
First scenario, you find out, say, 2 weeks later, through one of his pals bring it up or whatever, and somehow you just find out, right? I don't know how, but it's not from him, and he's not told you. And he's like, oh no, I didn't mean it. Like, I love you, blah blah. What are you saying to that then?
I'm getting a bit PTSD.
Or what did you say to that then?
I think I'm just gonna be like. I think it's hard though because I am such a pushover that I would probably be like explain yourself, like if you really didn't mean it then. But then at the same time, they've knowingly kissed someone else. They've went up. They've seen it's not you. They've kissed someone else and then they've not told you.
Yeah, but
and then everyone else knows and everyone's talking about how you don't know.
But then it could be the hang of like they don't want to. Obviously, they don't want to hurt your feelings and that. But
I'm going to be hurt regardless. They kissed a bird.
Yeah, I know. But that's a different situation.
You should have thought about that when their lips were on other lips.
What do you think about that? And then he texts you straight like something's just happened. I didn't mean it. Like I've told you because.
Phone me right now.
Yeah, you're sleeping.
And
you find it in the morning.
I'm waking up and then he's not answering because he's rough, and I'm thinking.
No, you're adding all these other situations in there.
I'm driving his gaff.
Psycho bitch.
And I'm finding out what's happened. If it's like something's happened, but then you'd be scared anyway because what if he's like broke a limb or something?
Broke a limb?
Yeah, he's like, oh, something's happened.
Oh, boys, no, he's told you in the text I just kissed someone and all that.
I'm not replying to the message.
Yeah.
I'm getting the boys.
For a fact you're
and we're going to the window. We're going
to the window.
We're going to the front door.
Oh,
no, I genuinely think I'd just be like.
It's such a pish subject, isn't it?
I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing? And then I would probably just not. I'm quite one for like, just not replying.
No, sweaty good, yeah.
It's like who I think I'd like to be. What about you? Your bird's out, she's dancing, she's got a new dress on, she's lips her brother, and she's like, Jamie,
I'll be the new brother, she'll
Jamie,
be lipsing.
can you pick me up?
I'll be the new brother, she'll be lipsing because it will not be me.
Jamie,
well, I hope the guy's not been drinking so he
so
can
imagine she came in your car, right, and you're like, you're sitting in the car and she's like, Jamie, I kissed someone else, would you make her get out or would you drive her
drop
home?
her off and I'd just get a fuck off. It's mad because I was thinking about like in my head before it, as I've said this, about cheating, away you go, that's it. And then I heard that podcast and like, but it does happen, like people genuinely love them and that, and then they cheat and it's.
Do you think you could ever do it?
No, I would never. Nah, I would never ever do it. Like.
Would you? Like, say if you did it, would you? So see if it was me, I feel like I couldn't be with the person because I'm the one that's fucked up. So I'd be like, I'm gonna let you out of this. Yeah. Let's patch it, or would you be like, please take me back?
Nah, I wouldn't.
I am the best thing that's ever happened to you.
Worst case scenario, it did ever happen. I don't think I would ever. In fact, I just wouldn't, right? But say that whatever happened, say it was like kissing someone, I would tell them, but you decide whatever you want to do. But whatever way, I'm not going to be annoyed.
You don't
have
a leg to stand on.
Right. No, you're fucked.
You literally don't have a leg to stand on. You're the one that's fucked it.
It's gone. Myth.
You can tell we're actually very passionate about this subject.
It's almost as if it's happened to us.
I think it's a hard one. It is definitely is a hard one. But I mean, everyone has the right to choose their own options.
It also depends how you feel at the time and how the person is. Like who the person is.
Everyone deals with situations in their own way and feels the way that they can you know your relationship and you know what it can stand and what it can't stand. So I think it's just
because in my head I'm thinking like a few months just like a girlfriend, but there's people that have it for like a 10-year relationship and whatever, like a kiss, and it's like
imagine a kiss ruining a 10-year relationship.
Yeah, but then it might not. It might just be like.
Do you know what really scares me? Like someone falling out of love with you.
It's mad. It's mad. It's mad.
I didn't actually. It's mad. It's this sweet face. It's mad. No, but that does. Imagine being in like a 50-year, like going like married 20 years, and then they're just like, I just don't think I love you anymore. Yeah, it just does not work. That really scares me.
Especially if you still really like the person.
Oh,
20 years we're fucking far from that. I'm on 3 months. I'm on 20 days. I'm on 20 days at most with someone.
I don't think I'm on any months.
Weeks. Okay, we've got probably
Please,
a few
someone
minutes
just
left.
love me.
Please.
I've not even did the
I know.
assumptions.
We've only got like 2 or 3.
That's fine.
Okay, first one we've got, so this is the assumptions now, by the way, I'm not just randomly speaking sentences. First assumption, and this is from obviously anonymous, I think I know who it is, but it says, I've answered this before, but I want to change my words about slightly. So before I met both of you, and then back says, I've been with someone in your friend group for a while now. I assumed that there would be a typical friend group chat where birds and potential birds would get thrown in and spoke about. So I was extremely nervous as to what was said about me,
by the way.
which made me really nervous to meet both of you, as I didn't know if I was going to be liked. It caught me off guard that both of you were sound as fuck. I was also wrong in that I thought Jamie was quiet, and in brackets, he very much isn't. For the both of you, keep being you. You have both went out your way for me a lot, and I appreciate it. And yeah.
I think I know who this is.
I know who it is. I know for a fact who it is.
Do you?
Yeah. Well, not a fact, but it makes sense who I'm thinking of who it is.
I like that one.
I like
That's
that.
nice.
It's a nice one.
I appreciate that. And yeah, I like it. I
Yeah.
feel like I was really nervous about this because I was like, it could get really nasty. I feel like
Yeah.
that group chat bit is really scary. That sounds terrifying.
What you think?
Like,
the thought of that, or just the fact that the person thought that?
No, just like that's a thing.
Yeah.
Like that everyone's
'Cause
scared
I
of
don't
that.
even really talk about like
No.
girlfriends out of like.
Especially not on like group chats.
Yeah.
Like we're not like.
we don't even really have group chats.
No, we don't.
We don't.
So you want to go? No bother. I'll ask the
Yeah,
other person.
ask this person,
I'll
ask
ask
that
this
person,
person.
I'll text them.
Okay, they'll come.
Yeah.
But
Group-
no, I
group
think
chat
that's
would make
scary that
sense.
like big group chats can be a pure daunting,
Oh,
scary
yeah,
place,
I can
and it can be
imagine
so nasty.
I can imagine, like, if I'm not bullshitting, there's definitely group chats that are like that. Like,
Still in school.
Yeah, like high school mentality people.
So nasty. I don't like that at all. But thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you. Definitely not quiet.
Absolutely
Although it depends.
not.
It depends who I'm with, if I'm quiet or not.
Yeah. Depends the situation.
Yeah. So that
Depends
was
if
that
he's trying to get a gal.
try to woo. And then we got a question. What was the question we got? It was on the, I don't know if it was the Seater shot. It was like, what's the weirdest thing you found on someone else's house? And I can't even remember what we said, but I think we had anything funny.
We didn't.
And this person said, hi. So the reply to the question
This is mental.
from the last podcast that I asked was the weirdest thing you found in someone else's house. And then she said,
I'm so warm.
or he, whoever it is, I was staying at my friend's house and found a dressing gown / housecoat to put on the next morning because it was cold. I was cutting about in it for a solid hour, maybe 2, and then I put my hand in the pocket to only find a thong in the pocket. It was my friend's dad's dressing gown. And it says, I left afterwards. It says -C, I don't know who that is.
That is so funny.
Imagine that. Imagine you coming to Square City and definitely not saying right, because that's mad.
Your house.
Let's say you go to a guy's house. Oh my god, what if you went to a guy's house and the dad's got your thong in his pocket? Do you know the police are getting phoned? I'm thinking, why on earth is my thong in your dad's face coat? Let me tell you. Or I'd be like me. When someone like their mum's got my boxes in their pocket. Mate, what are you doing with them?
Your bockies in it.
That's crazy. That is surely 97%.
That's crazy. That is
That is
so
mental.
funny though. I feel like I would have left as well.
I don't know if I'd be able to ask the other person like, what the
Oh, I
fuck is
wonder.
going
Like,
on here?
I actually wonder if have you ever told your friend? Like, does your
Are
friend
you
know?
still friends?
Are you still friends? Does
I
her
don't know,
dad
I'd
not
have
even know?
questions. I'd
Yeah, I have
questions.
so many questions. And whose thong was it?
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
Who did it belong
Is
to?
the
Was it the
parents
mum?
solo, the single, where they get
Yeah,
a
the
wife?
single.
Or the...
Because that could be, a bit messy.
That's a mess.
Anyway.
And then the last person as well, just a question, says, do you have any tattoos? If so, what are they? What's the meaning behind them to you?
Yeah, I have a smiley face behind my ear.
Why did you get that one?
I got that when I was 21, I think. I got it when I was... It sounds so like cliche, but I got it when I was really sad, and it was like a reminder that you don't always have to be smiling, but a part of my body was always smiling, and I know that sounds so fucked.
Part of your body, your ear.
Yeah, so it was basically like I don't always have to feel happy and have a smile on my face, but there's always a part of me that wants to be smiling, so that's why I got a smiley face. And I just like smiley faces.
Is that the only tattoo you've got?
Yes.
Do you have any plans for more?
Yes.
What you want?
I want a cherub.
Cherub.
I want a cherub. I
Favourite-
want
favourite sweet from the van.
1997 on me. What?
Your favourite sweet from the van. Look what I've got.
I want 1997. And I actually saw someone, I can't remember, I'm sure it was on TikTok, and it was like a saying that they had on their arm, and I was like, that's actually really cool. I kind of want there's loads of things I want. There's song lyrics I want as well. Anyway, what about you?
I've got two. The first one looks a bit different than I originally planned, so it doesn't exactly look like the meaning I had for it, but the first one was, I mean, I can't show you
I
now.
don't actually know if I know the meaning of your tattoos.
The first one's like the different timepieces. It was meant to be just like I can't remember what you ever call it. See, like the thing you put upside down, the sand drops down.
Yeah.
It was meant to be like not to stress about the small things, because then if you stress about all the small things, they add up to like a big thing.
Yeah.
So that was the original meaning of it, and then the guy just couldn't do it, so he had to put in like different timepieces. Now it looks like the typical fucking clock. The boys get the clocks and the stopwatch and that. It looks alright, but I like it. Obviously.
You're that one. Like, have you seen that tweet?
It's like all guys have these, and it's like the eye, and then obviously I've got the eye now as well.
You need a map now.
I need the map, and I need flames or something.
I like flames.
I'm not getting flames. But that's the one on the outside, and the inside was just because I like the look of it. It's like a big bright blue eye. You'll see it in one of the other podcasts probably on my Instagram.
That's cool. I like that one.
Yeah, I like the.
Are you going to go full sleeve? Are you going to go half sleeve?
Yeah, that one was fucking agony. I'm never getting inside of my bicep.
So where's next? Forearm?
Forearm. I want this sleeve
finished What's
first.
Next?
I don't know yet.
Are you going to go full 2 sleeves?
No, I'll maybe get half sleeve there.
Are you going to go legs?
Maybe. I don't even know what I want for the rest of this. Nah, not chest or back.
No.
Not my plans. Maybe hand. But I just want that sleeve done first.
Yeah. How far are you going to go down? Like all the way?
Just down the wrist, where I can wear a shirt and it cuts off if I want. And then.
It's for your new suit.
For my new suit, I want to get a new nice cool suit. Nice suit. I'll be like Pitbull.
I wasn't expecting to say Pitbull.
I was trying.
I love Pitbull.
I think what his pickup line, like he's saying, but I can't remember.
Mr. 305, Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide is who I'll be.
He's Mr. Worldwide.
Oh goodness, I'm the Pitbull of Scotland.
Pitbull of Cumbernauld.
Oh goodness me. Yeah, so the eye doesn't have really a meaning, but looks pretty cool. So I feel that's what a lot of people get. Like they're like, I can't get a tattoo unless that's a good meaning. You don't really need to. If you like the tattoo, get it.
I know, that's what I think.
Meaning, it's a bonus.
Like mine's is just stupid. Like it's a stupid wee tiny tattoo, and I think you don't have to, I think there's like too different ways. There's too much stigma around tattoos.
Yeah. Like
it doesn't have to be all thought out and be like, oh, I got this for like my hamster 8 years ago. Like just get it because you like it.
And I see people, but when you're 19 you get tattoos. It's like, I'm not doing it for when I'm 19. I'm doing it because I want them now.
And you don't have to it doesn't have to be like a big massive thought out piece. You can get a stupid little shitty tattoo if you want a stupid shitty tattoo.
Try to make yourself feel better.
Yeah. And then as well, like you don't have to. You can just get whatever you want. It's not that deep. You would go to the shop and buy clothes that you want. So why can't you just go and buy any tattoo that you want? I wanted a pineapple tattooed on me.
It's a wee bit different.
Yeah, it's on you for life.
You can take clothes off.
That's true.
Tattoos, I mean, you can get it removed, but that's a different one.
Sore.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Anyway.
That's us. We've only got the 3 assumptions.
Yeah. I mean,
actually, but we've got more on the Instagram.
Have we?
I've got on my phone and it's just. Hold on, let me check no, I won't even have my phones. I'll put them in next time.
Yes.
Like it was just one. And it was just, actually I remember, they thought I was quiet.
Yeah.
And I'm not. As we now know from the podcast.
But yeah, no, that was fun. An hour and 3 minutes in.
That went quite quick.
That did. I feel like you had a lot. Is that all your questions for today done as well? And you keep.
No, I've got so much more. I only got through like 2 of them.
That's so good because I had none. Next week I'll bring some.
Yeah.
It's funny because I've actually been watching a lot of podcasts recently, but they're quite
explicit.
Yeah, that was a good way of saying that.
Yeah.
They are very explicit.
I don't feel like we're ready at that stage yet, not with the people that watch us.
No, it's not that.
Maybe next time. We'll make an OnlyFans for that kind of stuff.
Here, a lot of the honestly, you can make some peas on that.
Yeah. Honestly, see if I didn't show, I'd be on it. I just don't really have anything to show.
An abs one for the abs.
Yeah, I don't even have them.
Dude,
I'd be slacking. The content would be at an all-time low just now. So I got in a haircut if anyone wants to see it. Mr. Worldwide.
Could do feet pics.
Everyone
loves feet pics.
It's horrible. It's not feet
I heard a
pics.
girl talk about she made 10 grand on pictures of her feet.
Who's paying for photographs of feet?
I'm telling you. I got a sugar daddy message. I was debating
No, that's
it.
true actually, that was yesterday.
Yeah. But I wonder what
Just
it
take it.
entails. Like, I wonder what.
Inquire about it. Send them a
Maybe.
nice business email. Ask me if they sponsor the podcast.
Anyway,
Yeah.
it's been fun.
Episode
And
19 is wrapped.
if you want to know anything, you know the usual, need any help with anything, we got a lot of lovely messages last time.
Oh yeah, that's true, we did actually.
It was so nice to get, faces to names.
Because it's funny because you don't know who's watching it. Like, you just see the number
No.
of people that are watching it, but you
Do
don't
you know
know
what's
who.
weird as well, seriously? So many people have told me they've watched it. But then I'm like, I would never think you would watch that.
Yeah, same.
And I forget that, like, people, it's like a regular thing for people, when for us, we're just like, when are we doing it?
No.
But we enjoy it, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, the normal stuff: subscribe, like, share with your friends.
Yeah, let's try and get to 100 subscribers. We're only a few off. I think we're at 9.
That's scary. If you have any questions or anything you want us to ask or answer in the future, you can message one of us, or we can always put up another anonymous tab just for anyone that has any queries. And yeah,
Wrap up.
thanks for tuning in.
Thank you. So
My face is so red, and I feel like I'm so much bigger than you.
my cheeks are just red.
Why is that?
Because I'm further back.
But why?
Because I moved my seat back.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, you're a bit late.
Even at that, you can see all my stomach rolls. Anyway.
Love you, bitch tits.
Yes, so we'll see you next time.
Goodbye. Peace and love.